Yo guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, TUIMR, or also known as the Option Reacts, and today, this is a different kind of video. It's kind of a reaction video, because this video is basically me giving my opinions, thoughts, and kind of review on something, but it's not something where I'll be sat here watching an episode of a TV show or movie and reacting to it in real time. No, this video is about the 2025 Balon d'Or, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, the award awarded every calendar year to the men's and women's football player that the International Football Federation considers the best player on the planet in the previous 12 calendar months. And the reason why I'm making this video is because the 2025 Balon d'Or winner and total rankings, the top 30, the final top 30, is just, in my opinion, an absolute joke. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to preface this by saying I have nothing against Ousmane Dembele, okay? I'm really happy for him in the sense that he's won the Balon d'Or after a career full of injuries and struggles during his time at Barcelona, and never really being allowed to show just how much talent and potential he had as much as he would have hoped. Because, you know, I remember when he was young, when he was 18, 19, 20 years old, I remember when whether I was watching him play or on FIFA Career, he'd always pop up when you sent a scout out to look for young players in your FIFA Manager career mode. He'd always be a player that you'd get in your report, and he'd have a crazy rating at such a young age, and you'd always look at him and you'd be like, yeah, he's going to be an amazing player in the future. He was one of those players that you said that about. It was like when you went on FIFA 2009 and you saw Philippe Coutinho as a young kid, and you say, he's going to be an amazing player one day when he's older. And, well, I guess the jury's still out on that one. But, yeah, the 2025 Ballon d'Or rankings and who they ultimately gave the award to was a bit ridiculous. So what I'm going to go into in this video is talk about players whose rankings made absolutely no sense. I'm going to talk about how the Ballon d'Or, the people who decide who wins the Ballon d'Or, and basically the rankings themselves have ignored so many different elements that should be considered when it comes to awarding a player such an award as this. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a reaction, but anyway. So before I get into Dembele, I just want to talk about one thing, okay? Just one little thing. So here it is. It's the ranking of Harry Kane, okay? Now, Harry Kane, for me, is the greatest English player who has ever lived. He is the highest goal scorer in English history. He scored the most goals for England. He became the all-time leading goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur in like 10 years. Not even 10 years. His first proper goal-scoring season was the 2014-15 season. And since that season, he has not gone through a full calendar year where he has had less than 30 goal involvements. Since 2014-15. So that is 11 years in a row where he has had more than 30 goal involvements every single year for 11 years. When you talk about form and consistency, that is ridiculous. Because Harry Kane is an incredible player. You know, whenever we've gone to England, whenever England goes to a tournament in the last 3 tournaments we've been at, he's always been the player that we're pinning most of our hopes on. And most of the time, he's delivered, especially at the last tournament. And in the previous calendar year, he racked up 48 goals and 14 assists, 52 goal involvements in the last calendar year. Ousmane Dembele didn't even get close to that for PSG. And he was ranked 13th. He didn't even get in the top 10, which meant he was ranked above players like Pedri, Nuno Mendes, Donnarumma, Cole Palmer. Now, Cole Palmer is another great player, and he's an English player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how well he does for us at the next World Cup in America in 2026. But Cole Palmer didn't get close to those kind of numbers for Chelsea last season, and they won nothing. Harry Kane won his first major trophy last season for Bayern Munich and won the Bundesliga. So, yeah, I think they kind of ignored that. Now, I know the Balon d'Or trophies have a huge influence. So, after the 2024 World Cup the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, when Argentina won it, Lionel Messi was given the Balon d'Or immediately after the tournament, and Emiliano Martinez was given the Golden Glove Award, the award they give out for the best goalkeeper in the world, purely because Argentina won the World Cup. Despite the fact that Messi at that point was, well past his best in his career. And of course, Dembele is a PSG player who won the Champions League last season, at the end of last season, which counts as being in the last calendar year of football. Trophies do have a huge influence on the awards that they give out. But Ousmane Dembele didn't have 52 goal involvements. And he hasn't gone every single season in the last 11 years where he hasn't had less than 30 goal involvements in every single year. So, that's the first thing I wanted to mention. Harry Kane's ranking is ridiculous. Never mind the top 10, he should be in the top 5. It's just an absolute joke. Once again, I'm going to touch on Harry Kane just once more, because you can see it here clear as day. These are his career statistics on Wikipedia. Now, these don't include assists. This is just appearances and goals. But there, from 2014-15 until 2022-2023, he scored 31 goals, then 28 goals. But in that season, he got a few assists, which meant his goal involvements went above 30. And then 35, 41, 24, 24 again, assists for Tottenham and goals for England and assists for England. Also took his goal involvements in those season above 30. 33, 27, again assists and put his goal involvements above 30. And then 32. He ended his Tottenham career with 435 appearances and 280 goals. And then at Bayern Munich, he has scored 44 goals in 45 games. Last season he scored 41 in 51. And this season he scored 15 goals in 8 games. Then, by contrast, we look at Ousmane Dembele's career stats. So, last season at PSG, he scored 35 goals in 53 games. And this season, he scored 2 goals in 4 games. But then before that, this is how his goal form per season goes since the 2014-15 season. Now, remember what I've just shown you about Harry Kane's goal stats since 2014-15? And then compare that to this. So this is goals since 2014-15. 13, 0, 12, 10, 0, 4, 14, 1, 11, 2, 8, 6, 35. That is a joke. Now, I understand that the Balon d'Or is awarded based on performance in the last 12 months, but even then, Harry Kane has absolutely outranked Ousmane Dembele in every possible way in the last 12 months and in the last 12 years. 11 years, however long it is, even in the last 12 years, to be honest, because Harry Kane was still scoring more goals per year than Ousmane Dembele has in almost every season of his career when he was on loan at Millwall in the Championship. This is an absolute joke. And then another player that the final ranking of has got people talking is the Liverpool star Mohamed Salah. He's been ranked 4th. Now, first of all, once again, do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Mohamed Salah doesn't deserve to be considered, at least, when it comes to the final rankings of an award like this, because he is absolutely, positively, definitely one of the best players in the world. No doubt about that. But again, I have to go back to the Harry Kane thing. When it comes to goals, yeah, he's been incredible for Liverpool. He hasn't gone an entire season where he scored less than 23 goals since he joined. In his first season at Liverpool, he scored 44 goals in 52 games. That is incredible for your first season. at a Premier League club after being a Chelsea reject and spending the next 3 years of your career in Italy. I mean, my only kind of reference or memory of Mohamed Salah before he joined Liverpool was when my club, Bradford City, played against Chelsea in the FA Cup in the 2014-15 season, and we beat them 4-2 at Stamford Bridge from 2-0 down, and Mohamed Salah was playing in that game. That was my only reference of him before he joined Liverpool, and then all of a sudden he was the best player in the league, probably. I mean, maybe there was a couple of other players that the fans of the clubs that those players played for would say were the best players, but again, consistency has a lot to answer for, and he has been consistent. His goal forms in 2017-18 to 2024-25 last season is 44, 27, 23, 31, 31, 30, 25, 34. That is incredible. But once again, we have to go back to Harry Kane, because he's, had very similar numbers, and in most seasons, he's done better. So, again, Harry Kane not getting in the top 10. Is that fair? No, it is not. The next player that I'm going to talk about in terms of their final ranking is Rafinha, who was ranked 5th in the final top 30. Now, this one is just ridiculous. He had 64 goal involvements in the last 12 months of football for Barcelona, and he didn't even get close to the award. Now, we know that when it comes to the Balon d'Or, we know trophies play a huge part in who wins it. But there has to be a line of how far winning a major trophy takes you in terms of the race, the journey towards winning the Balon d'Or. Because again, Dembele hasn't come close to numbers like that. Nowhere near. 64 goal involvements for a struggling Barcelona who have been having their own share of troubles. I mean, at the moment, they've got a really good squad. They've got probably the best young player in the world in Lamine Yamal. They've got Pedri, and they've got... And Rafinha has got himself, with those incredible abilities and goal scoring and goal creating abilities that he has. But it's still a struggling club that is nowhere near the kind of power and status that it was once upon a time during the glory years under Pep, and those special times where they were just the ultimate club, when they had Messi, Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, Carlos Puyol, Xavi, Samuel Eto'o, players like that. Just, we all remember that era, guys. It was mainly kicked off when they won the Champions League against Manchester United in the 2008-9 season. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. 64 goal involvements at a club that is not one of those huge power clubs in Europe anymore. That is incredible. It has to be said. That is incredible. But once again, I'm going to have to come back to Harry Kane, because, let's be honest, this video, I know I said in the beginning that it's kind of my reaction to the Balon d'Or as a whole, but at the end of the day, it's mostly about Harry, because, again, 62 goal involvements in the last calendar year is just ridiculous. And Victor Gyökeres, he won the award for the greatest striker in Europe with the exact same number. So, again, where is the line drawn? Oh no, sorry, 63 goals in all competitions. One goal higher than Harry Kane. But let's be honest, it's the first season where he's ever performed at such a level that anybody apart from the supporters of the club that he plays for had ever even heard his name. And now he's at Arsenal, not exactly banging in hat-tricks every week. But yeah, Harry Kane. They say that form is temporary, class is permanent. And I just have to ask, how important is that philosophy to the people who make the final decisions on the rankings and the ultimate winner of the Balon d'Or every year? Because clearly it means nothing. Every year these rankings come out and there's always at least a few players whose rankings make absolutely no sense based on their form and their performances and their statistics, whether they're ranked too low or too high. And in this video, I am definitely basing it on a player who's been ranked too low based on their performance. 62 goal involvements is just unbelievable. I know people are going to argue with me and say, well, he's playing in the Bundesliga now for the best, richest, most powerful club in that league, who, a bit like the Scottish Premier League, win the Bundesliga every single season, apart from the odd shock season when someone else wins it, like Bayern Leverkusen did the season before last. I know, but it doesn't matter. He's still playing for one of the biggest clubs in world football. They're in the Champions League, so they still have to play against other huge clubs and perform well against them. And as far as I'm concerned, the Bundesliga is not an easy league. Just because he plays for the strongest club in that league doesn't mean he has it easy. He still has to play against clubs with fantastic talent. They still have Borussia Dortmund, who have good players and a stadium with 80,000 people screaming at them, intimidating the players of the away team, and, you know, creating an atmosphere that would make the players of the opposing team feel like the opponent in the Roman Colosseum that the crowd hated the most. You know, I mean, maybe that's a bit too far. Okay, fair enough. But still, where do we draw the line on this? Harry Kane has gone every single season for the last 11 years of his career, where he has racked up at least 30 goal involvements, no less than that, for the last 11 years in a row. And he has won nothing for it. Yeah, he's won a couple of Premier League Player of the Year awards. He's been named in the Premier League Team of the Season a couple of times and things like that. But when it comes to, like, really the awards that we associate with the true greats, like Ronaldo and Messi winning the Balon d'Or and the FIFA World's Men's Best Player, awards like that, he's never come close to them. And this season, this year's edition of the Balon d'Or, this is the most egregious, disgusting ranking of Harry Kane I've ever seen. 62 goal contributions to his team, and he doesn't even get in the top 10. Yet players with less do. I just don't understand where the line is drawn anymore with this. It's an absolute joke, and I just think he deserves better. What is it? What does he have to do to be recognised? He's just had the best season of his career. He's just had the season where he contributed the most goals to his club, and he won a trophy as well. That was his best season. If his best season isn't even good enough for the top 10 of the final Balon d'Or top 30 ranking, then what is? What will it take for Harry Kane to be recognised for the truly incredible player that he is. He is basically the BMW M5 of footballers. He can do everything. He can do more than just score a goal. He can pass a ball 40, 50 yards down the pitch to a player because he's ran his backside off tracking back to help with the defence, who, is in on goal on the counter-attack, but he hasn't been able to get back with them, but the ball's ended up at his feet, and his attackers are 30, 40 yards down closer to the goal than he is, so he can boot that ball down that line, get it to them, and land it on an absolute plate for them to run in and score instead of him. He can track back and help with the defence. He's incredible in the air. He's good on the ball. He's strong. He's still got a bit of pace about him, despite the fact that he's now in his 30s. He's an all-rounder. He's got some decent level of ability in every single attribute a footballer can have. Even though he's a striker, he's still got decent passing and tackling ability, decent ball dribbling and control, holding the ball, holding up possession. I had to make this video and point out that Harry Kane deserves so much better than this. But that's just my thoughts on the 2025 Balon d'Or. I guess I'll end this on a positive note and say congratulations to Ousmane Dembele, because he has had a tough career. The injuries that he's had to deal with, and even though I pointed out his statistics, yeah, he won the Champions League last season, and PSG won the Champions League as well, which is something that I said would never happen. I said that PSG would never win the Champions League, no matter how much money they'd spend, because, well, I can't remember why I said that they wouldn't, but I always thought that they'd never win it, and last season they did, so fair play to them. Congratulations to PSG, and to Ousmane Dembele for winning the Balon d'Or. It is incredible, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, he was one of those players that you did get on your FIFA career mode scouting reports when you went looking for young players who, when they popped up, you looked at their ranking, their overall rating and age, and said to yourself, ooh, one day he's probably going to be one of the best players in the world. And now, officially, he is the best player in the world. That's what the Balon d'Or means. It means he is, for the last 12 months at least, the best player in the world. That is what that award means, that golden ball that was awarded to him by ex-Barcelona and PSG legend Ronaldinho means. And again, that must have been a really surreal moment for Ousmane Dembele to be awarded the Balon d'Or by a player who is a legend at two clubs that he has played for and is playing for. He spent a long period at Barcelona. He had a couple of good seasons there, and now he's at PSG, where he's having the best time of his career, where again Ronaldinho played and was a legend there as well, and who also won a Balon d'Or. Ronaldinho, he's won the award, so it must have been a really good moment for him. Lionel Messi sent his congratulations to Ousmane Dembele as well, because they were teammates at Barcelona, I think. I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah, they were. So, again, that must have been a great moment for him. So, yeah, again, and I want to make it clear, I'm not hating on Ousmane Dembele. I'm just saying that these rankings are ridiculous. I mean, if I was to go deeper into this, I would probably talk about other players' rankings as well. I mean, because there's so many rankings that could be talked about. Like, like, for example, Jude Bellingham being ranked lower than Scott McTominay. What the hell is that about? That is a joke. So, according to the Balon d'Or rankings, Scott McTominay is a better footballer than Jude Bellingham. There are homeless people who are huffing industrial strength cleaning products who wouldn't say something as crazy as that. But anyway, that is all I've got to say. I could go on about this for a lot longer, but I don't want this video to be ridiculously long. So I will end it by saying, well done to Ousmane Dembele. I hope that his career continues going down a better path now. I hope that he continues to avoid injuries and can remain playing more regularly and putting in the kind of numbers that he did last season to kind of at least justify this award. So yeah, maybe he will make me look and feel a bit silly. Who knows? If in the next 2-3 seasons he scores 37 goals or 30 plus goals for the next 3-4 seasons, then I will hold my hands up and say, okay, maybe it wasn't that ridiculous of a decision to award him the Balon d'Or in 2025. But that's what he has to do now. I'm going to say, if he doesn't score at least 30 goals for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons, I won't retract my statements in this video, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to make this a regular thing. It depends on how it performs. I usually make reaction videos, but I just wanted to try something different. So let me know what you thought of this, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it, and if you would like me to make more content like this. I'd be happy to do it if it does well and people, you know, watch it and like it and it gets out there and does well for the channel. But if it doesn't, then it's not exactly helping me or my channel. But I hope that it does. It's football, and I love football. I love to talk about football. I love to get involved in football in any way that I can, because obviously I can't play football anymore. I'm, you know, my career was, well, if you can call it a career, was cut short at 19 from an injury. So the closest I get to being involved in football is talking about it, playing FIFA, and also coaching every now and then. But even that, I haven't done that for a while. So yeah, talking about football is kind of like the last bastion of involvement I have with it. So it's kind of a thing that allows me to still indulge my passion for the beautiful game. So do what you can to help me continue doing that by making this video do well. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as I say, if it does well, I will find something else to talk about in terms of football at a later date. So thanks for watching and goodbye.
Dembele.